Mixed, shared. India should have got one more.
50-50?
Yeah, certainly shared,
Yeah,
but India should have certainly got one more.
Yeah, I was itching to see just one more wicket from anyone, honestly. But Nitish Kumar Reddy was brilliant today with the ball, and quite a proactive change from Shubman Gill there as well. It could have been anyone, but he brought in Nitish Kumar Reddy, and we all know how well he swings the ball, and he was getting a lot of movement. I think as much as Akash is as well, I think Nitish Kumar Reddy was really getting the ball to swing, and those two wickets completely shifted the momentum.
Yes, it did. And after that, Joe Root was beaten about 10 times. He was continuously getting the ball to jag. I mean, it was like a Jacques Kallis spell from Nitish Reddy. We were actually chatting in the press box, and it was a Jacques Kallis kind of spell. But India was disciplined. I thought Jasprit Bumrah bowled. You can say he was finding it difficult to control the swing and movement in the first couple of overs, but then got settled. Mohammad Siraj had caught a line, which was good. Mohammad Siraj, once he went into the long room end, the pavilion end, Mohammad Siraj had picked out a right line. India was disciplined. Real questions were asked there. Real questions were asked of the English batters by the Indian bowlers. Zach Crawley could have been out 10 times. Every time he was trying to play that really short, he had no idea what he was doing.
There was this little back and forth with Akash Deep as well going on there. Akash Deep was really getting the ball to swing. There was a lot of movement, and he was getting the ball to do things off the seam as well. And Zach Crawley looked completely clueless. To negate that swing, he stepped out of the crease. For a good while there, he was at least a foot outside of the crease, taking his stance outside of the crease. Then, he was unsuccessful in negating the swing. Then they put a short leg over there, and Zach Crawley was back in his crease. He tried to once again put the pressure back on Akash Deep by stepping out and trying to hit some audacious shots. Nothing worked. And the pressure when it comes to Zach Crawley and that little battle with Akash Deep won it hands down.
Yeah.
And he looked like Zach Crawley looked like he would lose his wicket every single ball.
Gargi is right. I mean, Zach Crawley every time he was pegged back or pushed back and was beaten, tried to play that release shot, tried to sort of come down the pitch and go through. Couple of strong edges going over and above. Now you might say he went with hard hands. He went with hard hands and he went with full flow of the bat. That's why sort of flew past third, over and above second, and between second and third. But at no point did Zach Crawley look comfortable. Now that's something that one has to acknowledge, that the Indian bowlers were on song. Jasprit Bumrah coming back, 3 little spells. First one 4, second one 2. I think the third one also 2. Strong bursts from Jasprit Bumrah. At no point did he give anything away.
No.
He beat the bat multiple times, hit the body, ball jagging back, beat Duckett, beat Crawley, even beat Pope. I thought that Shubman Gill could have taken that stunner. That was a Steve Smith kind of catch at gully.
Yeah.
Went with one hand, almost got that one hand.
I'm not sure who it was. Was it a Nitish Kumar Reddy at the time? When
that is the Shubman Gill one. He went with that one hand. It could have been a hat-trick ball.
No, not that one. One more. There was one more which just landed short of
KL Rahul.
Yes, KL Rahul.
So multiple such opportunities were created by India. That's why we are saying it's a shared session. But she's right. One more wicket. India deserved one more wicket in that session.
They would have been.
It was India's session. Had there been one more, look, there is movement for India. The ball is moving. Nitish Kumar Reddy, for example, there was certain shape. He was getting the ball to go out. He was getting the ball to come in. Jasprit Bumrah multiple times to Joe Root, getting the ball to come in. And they're trying to do that, incoming delivery to Joe Root. They're trying to trap him LBW. They're trying to get him caught leg side. Couple of chances there as well. Little half chances. That leg by for 4. And there will be that outswinger coming, where Joe Root might just edge. So India working on particular plans, and she's right again that Shubman Gill, right at the dot of that first drinks, easily could have gotten Akash Deep back from the media center end. He went with Nitish Reddy. Credit to the captain for doing that. And Nitish Reddy, who, I mean, come on, justifying his selection.
I think Shubman Gill sort of learned from the past, from the first test match. You know, we were constantly talking about how Shardul Thakur was late. He got the ball after 40 odd overs. And if Shardul Thakur had gotten an opportunity like Nitish Kumar Reddy early on when the ball was new, when the lacquer was still on, I think Shardul Thakur could have also moved the ball and swung the ball really well because
Conditions.
I know, I understand how that happened, but also if you really look at it, you really needed a breakthrough. Ben Duckett and now Zach Crawley wasn't looking as good, but he was that partnership was getting you runs. It was shaky, it was jittery, but nonetheless the scoreboard was moving, and India desperately needed that breakthrough. And what an incredible over from Nitish Kumar Reddy, getting the openers out one after the other in the same over. I think that was completely huge moment and huge. What do you call it?
भाई ये बोल रहा है इंडिया हार गया, कुछ नहीं हो रहा है.
अरे रुक जाओ यार, एक ही सेशन हुआ है, एक ही सेशन. You would not believe. Rohan was tweeting, you know, some updates from the ground, from inside the press box, and people were actually commenting कि आपने तो बोला था बुमराह आएगा तो ऐसे होगा वैसे होगा, कुछ नहीं हो रहा, बुमराह कुछ नहीं करेगा. अरे come on guys, come on. That's Jasprit Bumrah is your best bowler. मतलब आप जसप्रीत बुमराह को भी नहीं छोड़ा किसी ने. Nitish Kumar Reddy, I understand that there was a lot of flack for him. There was a lot of criticism.
He's justified it.
He's justified it. But Bumrah? You're criticizing Bumrah for what?
He bowled very well.
Wrong.
Come on. I mean,
Bumrah did nothing wrong.
And Indian, not one bowler. I can't fault anybody this morning. From Siraj. Siraj, after the first couple of overs, settled into a beautiful line outside off. He had gotten that channel, continuously peppering England outside that channel. There is movement. The Indians were using the movement quite well. Akash, yes, you can say couple of balls on leg which were flicked and played down to fine leg for 4. But a session where England has got 3.5 and over, 2 down, it's even Stevens, shared session. I thought India deserved one more. They were really good. They were disciplined. They continuously came. I thought the captain was very proactive. Really nice bowling changes. Bumrah, yes, 8. 3 little bursts, 4-2-2. He's given Akash 2 bursts. Akash justified the 2 bursts. He's given Mohammad Siraj also. And Nitish Reddy the 5 over burst. I thought India did well. But again, one more wicket. You want Joe Root. You want Joe Root out at Lords. Joe Root settles down. Ollie Pope settles down.
It's going to be dangerous.
This is a good batting deck, by the way. Within 1 hour after lunch, my assumption is the ball will start to move less. And as the match progresses, post-tea session today will be very, very good for batting. So you need 2 more. You need 2 more in this session between lunch and tea to kind of push England back. 180 odd for 4 around tea, or maybe 190 odd for 4 around tea will make it India's game. Definitely 2 wickets post-lunch. The ball will still do something for 1 more hour, and India will have to use that.
How many overs have been bowled?
I think about 25.
And the lacquer's still on. I mean, there's still a lot
1
of
more hour, 25 overs.
Yeah, I think there's still about 10 more overs that you can get, the ball to swing. Put Akash back on. I think another spell from Jasprit Bumrah as well, and Siraj. And then you can get the spinners to bowl. All good?
All good.
Apart from that, I think questions will be asked of Zach Crawley now when it comes to... because he
hasn't done much.
He hasn't done much except that 1 innings, and I think England will be concerned about that, about Zach Crawley at the top of the order. Now, you said that they wouldn't drop him, but let's see what happens with Zach Crawley. But on the other hand, I was just going through our videos and someone was saying, you know, don't listen to them. They got everything. They always get everything wrong. Everything was
good for them.
Playing 11 we got right.
Everything we got right.
The fact that we also started off the day by saying it's going to be Jasprit Bumrah and Akash Deep starting.
Everything we've got right. So far in this particular tour, the kind of feedback we have received, I've shown you some, I get 100 plus messages every day talking about our coverage. Even this morning when we were coming out, by the way, Bhabisha. So let's try and meet Sachin post lunch somewhere. next to here, but we've got, so far our coverage has been absolutely spectacular, and one gets the kind of feedback, and that's been stellar. But post lunch, I would reckon India once again will have to be very, very disciplined, because this wicket, after tea, this weather, no spot of rain, no cloud, nothing, sun belting down, 30 plus degree centigrade will become excellent for batting. Did you see? Not one seat, chocker block, lords.
Completely white. Everyone wearing, shades of white or pink or lighter colors, and the stadium just looks so bright. The stands look so bright. I was just
Shubhan came to me and he said, why is it that every stadium in the world, in front of the side screen, it has to be empty, and here people can sit? So it's Lords. It's Lords. And that's the members area. And you will see no movement there. The members will sit down, they know. And even behind the side screen, on the two sides of the long room, it is the glass. You can actually see. So if someone stands up, the game has to be stopped. No one moves, because by now they know.
They're trained.
The members know. Yeah. The members know that you cannot do. Look at that house. It's the Lord's View one.
Lord's View 1, Lord's View 2.
From these balconies.
Can they see inside?
Yeah, absolutely. So from one of the balconies, you will see. So during I'll tell you one. Which one was it? Yes, the 2017 India versus England World Cup Women's Final. And people were actually sort of having Indian food and standing in one of these balconies and watching. It was great stuff. The team was inside till about 11. They were staying at the Danubius. I spoke to Jhulan Goswami around 11 p.m. at night. They had lost that match by 9 runs, that heartbreak. Yes. And then the team walked from there to the Danubius, which is on the left-hand side here. But a very strong first session and a riveting first session. Tendulkar ringing that bell.
I love the dogs here. They're all so cute.
And so well behaved. And I think of my own Kuttu, and I think of this, and I'm like, boss, come on, why can't you be a little more civilized? But Tendulkar ringing that bell, the whole tradition of Lords.
Historic.
It's a fantastic
and it's fitting because now the Anderson Tendulkar trophy, him ringing the bell on the first day of the test match. It's
Anjali's there, Sachin's there.
Oh,
so
really?
Yeah. Anjali is sitting next to him only.
So this has been, I think, a very good session for India. Should we take some comments?
Yes, please. Joe Root is the man. Joe Root is the man. I've been saying this could be his test match. India doesn't get Joe Root in the first hour after lunch, he'll make you pay.
Anirban Bose is saying, Buryada, one question, do the slip cordon, gully point and the keeper come up a bit early as the ball is not carrying? Yes, it's not carrying. Even in the WTC final, if I'm not wrong, the keepers had to go close to the stump to collect the ball because it was not carrying.
First over, when that ball fell one couple of yards in front, that is when I first thought, when it did not carry.
Yeah.
And from the other end, the Jasprit Bumrah end, it did not carry. Anirban, well spotted, maybe one step up. And this is the keeper's call. Once the keeper aligns it, then you will see the first slip coming a little bit more in front, the second slip a step front. But this is a good call. You will see all of this recalibration happens at lunch and will happen. India will analyze. The analysts will give them this data, but it's a good call. It could just be 1 yard up against the faster bowlers because it is not carrying up to the slips. Shubman, by the way, got his hand, but that was a tough one. That was a Steve Smith kind of catch. Such catches stick or not stick, but this is a good observation.
Absolutely. Freaking Awesome is saying a slight movement and uneven bounce was expected. As this wicket is on the slower side, pacers don't get that extra zip, which makes it tough to pick wickets.
I don't think uneven bounce was expected. I think movement was. Bounce was expected, not uneven on day one. It can't be uneven on day one. If that is the case, then it's not a good wicket. This is a reasonably good batting deck. So yes, there was movement. Nitish Reddy got the ball to cut, got the ball to come in. Jasprit Bumrah, first over, that exaggerated movement when Rishabh Pant had to dive and there was a bye. So there was movement. Make no mistake, it did not sort of exaggerated movement except those couple of balls, but there was movement all morning. India will have to be disciplined. This is not a wicket where you can roll the opposition over. but you can peg them back because the ball is doing something and it will continue to do something, I think, 1 hour after lunch.
Yes, okay. Uh, Kishore Mishra is saying, what kind of baseball is this? Is
No, that's not baseball. It's conventional
not.
test
They're
cricket.
playing, they're on the back foot right now.
No, it is conventional test cricket, and rightly so. Who's asked them to play baseball? They try and play baseball against the moving ball of Jasprit
They
Bumrah.
do a repeat of
Yeah, I
Edge
mean,
Baston
it's
then.
not going to work for them. They know that. By the way, I think this is only the second time under Stokes and McCullum,
That they've batted
38
first?
that they've batted out of
Oh.
38 games. Somebody was telling me, not my stat by the way, somebody was telling me in the press box, I think Lawrence Booth was telling me that it's only the second time under these two, Baz and Stokes, that England have batted.
In how many matches?
38 games.
38 games.
I mean,
wow.
not always will they win, but
Yeah,
or win the
of course,
toss, but 38 games, this is only the second time that they've batted.
We'll have to check how many of those they've won. And
Yeah. So even if it's 20,
yeah,
I mean, even if it's half or whatever, so the percentile is
It's still pretty high.
pretty less. Yeah.
Hi. Okay, less. Oh, it's going. Oh, it's gone.
It's difficult to find these questions.
Devdeep Sarkar, Boria sir, what happens? Gone.
What is the question?
I don't know. What happens in Lords when the ball is 12 to 13 years overs old? Arey bapre, I can't
Yeah,
even read.
yeah. I think I've got that. The gist of that. That's when Devdeep it starts to do something, because the lacquer with the Duke's ball in the first 10, lush outfield in the first 10 will not do much, and then between 10 and 35, you will see the most difficult period to bat. And then it eases out. So you will see now. You have seen the second hour, not the first hour, which was far more difficult. India picked the 2 wickets. You will also see post-lunch the first hour. The ball will do something. 25 to say 37, 38 overs. The ball will do something. Then it eases out. That's why I'm saying India will have to stay disciplined. India will have to pick a couple of wickets post-lunch, because
Yeah. Match days, you don't get internet. Actually, yours has also gone. Uh, Back. Neil, can you let us know, please?
I think it was a dip in the.
Dip in the internet connection. Oh, it's back. Stable. Should we move
Let's
over
go
there?
a little bit there.
Again. Yeah, the laptop moving. Yeah, it's actually blurred. हाँ
यहाँ छोड़ो.
यहाँ देख और so
अभी बेटा. अभी better.
still stuck. Wait a second. I'm going to
Yes. have to go Swiss Army.
That is the smallest dog I've ever seen. I have. But that is the smallest dog I've ever seen.
Yeah, that is a.
Try. You know what? I'll try.
Folks, tell us if we are back. Bolo Baba. Hey, are we back or not back? And we are back, and this was an internet drop, but the network is very ditched out.
Oh,
let's try and close this one, because we've got to close this particular show. Unfortunately, the network is not good here. So what we have to do is maybe we will try the tea show from. Yeah, but
I also
can't hear you
So
clearly.
let's just close it.
Yeah, we will close this particular show, and we will come back at tea from.
Different locations.
From Spa.
Thank you for coming back at tea.
Yeah, and just give us a little time to sort this out. Hopefully back.